Rocket League is a game that's been around for, quite a while now. All the way back in like 2015 when we had release to now entering 2023 and the game's still relatively decent. But a lot of ups and downs in between that, between the release, all the horrible skill-based matchmaking we had at the beginning of the game, and then like all the way fast forward 2020 to free play, and you have like players 150,000 online at once. It's crazy. But since then, we've seen a really big dip in a lot of this stuff. So the big question I'm asking right now, is Rocket League dying? If you're on the Rocket League Reddit like me, even though I got banned, you've probably seen all the complaining around all the bots that we've seen in the game. I've personally yet to see one, but they've been in ranks all the way from like high diamond to SSL, which is honestly insane. Nexto is undoubtedly the most talked about one. Nexto was a bot that was developed quite a long time ago, but it's kind of now just getting a lot more popularity. It's something that has over 250 some thousand matches of training, I believe, over time. And just through all these, it realizes mechanics and stuff, and it's able to have maneuvers and do all these different things. You can go to the r/Rocket League and search in Nexto, and you get all of these results from all these videos and complaints about people ranting on about all these bots that they see in their lobbies and their ranked lobbies, and all the videos that you see of how precise that a lot of these bots are. It's extremely easy for a lot of these people to obtain these bots. Just be able to download them into on their computer and plug them into Steam or Epic or whatever they're using now. It's something that as a Rocket League player, I hate to say personally, but I think we're at the point now where cheating is a thing in Rocket League. And as I saw John Sandman talk about, because I watched some of his videos, it's as simple as downloading the bot from a Discord server and then plugging it in and leaving it overnight. And you wake up, you go to sleep. Like for example, at me, like Diamond 2, and then it plays several, maybe even hundreds of matches overnight. And you wake up and you're like, champ, like high champ, maybe even low GC. These bots are so precise, and it's getting to the point now where a lot of the developers are even getting involved in reaching out to the community and giving answers to questions about a lot of the stuff that went into this. And it's becoming an insane issue. And on top of all this, Psyonix, of course, being Sonic, being a game developer, they have to do something to try to combat this. So they put out some bot ban waves, as they're called. And even then, they haven't gotten some of the right people. There's a lot of innocent people, people that haven't been using a lot of software like this that are getting perm bans. And it's really frustrating as a community to see a game like this have a developer that doesn't really care as much about the community as some of the other game developers do. Not to mention between recycling a few different packs in the item shop and like a limited time mode here and there or some quests, Psyonix hasn't really added a lot more new content to the game recently. The last piece of like decent addition to Rocket League before Season 9 and the Rocket Pass and all of that was the high octane challenges, and that was all the way back in mid-November. This is before Thanksgiving. We're almost at the end of January and in a new year. The good news, though, is I think Psyonix might be trying to put a little bit of effort into here as they announced that they're releasing a new limited time event, which is going to come this Wednesday, January 25th. It's going to be called the Neon Nights. It's going to be featuring Kuchai, which is a sort of under the radar rapper that made XXL Freshman last year, I believe. And he's had a sophomore album, and I'm sure you've heard his main song with Snot, Tell 'Em. As a whole, though, with all of the things going on, it could be a really big issue for both the game and Psyonix. We've seen the player base be like almost lower than it was at release. Like there was more active players in January 2016 than there was this month in January 2023. And it's not really a great comparison to compare the games to its top peak. But for example, August 2020, they had almost 150,000 players online on average that month. And that was when the free-to-play update came. Since then, we're down to less than a third of that number. And I know, at least for me, that adding new content to a game is something that keeps a lot of interest in me playing the game. Like, for example, if they were to add a new series of blueprints and some new black market items, and maybe even a new body, or add different paints of different bodies in the item shop. For example, like the gold Octane or gold Dominus, adding gold style bodies, speaking for a lot of the fan base, keep people more interested, keep people coming back, keep you more interested in the game and wanting to play more. Because getting burnout on a game is one of the least favorite things that you can do, especially if you're like me and you play video games a lot. I know that makes me sound like a nerd. I'm not a nerd, I promise. But yeah, it's difficult because I've been through it a lot. I've been through it through Rocket League several times. Because like I've said, I played this game since 2016, you know, when I was really young. And now being more competitive, it takes some of the fun out of the game. So the more and more you play and the less stuff that's added to it, the less interested you can become in the game. If you have any inputs you'd like to add, make sure to leave them down in the comments below. Or if you just want to chew me out on how wrong this information is, that completely works too. I'm kidding, but that's gonna be the end of this video. While you're down there, in the description, there's tons of videos down there that you can check out to help you out with some to give you some Rocket League tips. And make sure you go check out all my socials. I've got Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Twitter is going to be the place where you're going to find a lot of the updates between Rocket League and a lot of the new stuff that they're adding. And also, if you want to check out more Rocket League content, make sure to click that subscribe button. Also, I know this is a different formatted video. If y'all like this, just putting the camera down with the ring light and just talking, having a conversation with y'all. Let me know down in the comments if y'all like this better as well. But until then, I'm 413 Sean. Peace out.